Dave, I'm anxious to get your outlook on this game and your breakdown. I know one thing that State remembers the beatdown that they took last year against Ohio State. And I personally thought this game would have a lot more relevance. I wouldn't have expected the line to be at about minus 13 and a half. Are these teams separated that enough talent-wise that that line is valid?
Well, Michigan State has a couple ugly losses, and I think that's factoring. Or sorry, they have the ugly loss. I think that's really the issue. This is sort of a public perception line as well that you have to factor. Ohio State perfect. The Joe Q public may not be familiar with their struggles as much this season, and they're playing, at home. They're playing a Michigan team the public will think is not as good, coming off the Nebraska loss, of course. So I think those are some factors. I think in reality, this line should be a little bit closer. I think these two teams are evenly matched. They're familiar with each other. They play big games every year. They always seem to be close. So I think that the line is a little bit inflated because of what the public's going to do.
Yeah. And as a handicapper, obviously looking at that line, it does scare me, even though I believe honestly in my heart, and they're both very good coaches, but I just think Urban Meyer's coaching his team up and letting them see the real picture here and the real opportunity for what's down the road here. I just think personally the value for me is in a first half play because of the how big this line is. I know that Connor Cook is coming off of an injury and he probably will be playing, but that doesn't scare me. I think Ohio State's defense will be ready for him. What are your thoughts, if any at all, on an early pick as far as like a first half, Dave?
I'm not a huge first half player myself. I really don't handicap games like that. So, you might be onto something. That's just not my thing as much. I think under, if you're looking for an ancillary play other than the side, under might be a good look. You mentioned the Cook injury. Ohio State's offense has been on again, off again at times this year. I think they're going to rely on Ezekiel Elliott a lot. I think we'll see a lot of running. Two good defenses, two teams that are very familiar with each other. I think that lends itself to a pretty decent play if you don't like the side.
So is the under your official play there, Dave?
I like Michigan State plus the points. I'm tempted here. I don't know, maybe this is a trap that I'm walking into, but it's, again, all the things we talked about, even teams. It feels like, one of those NFC East matchups where the teams play each other so much. They're familiar with each other, always big games, lots on the line. They know each other so well that 14 points seems like too much here in this spot. So I think Ohio State gets the win. I think it's within the spread, though, and Michigan State covers.
Okay. Appreciate it, Dave. We look forward to having you back again.